turn our attention now to the New York Football Giants. Of course, Daniel Jones, the guy that we have debated
40
over
mil.
the course of several years, gets the big money from the Giants. Obviously, receiver continues to be a question mark. There's some work to be done, although they've addressed it in free agency at the second level of their defense. This team was a little ahead of schedule. Brian Daboll deserves a lot of credit. I think they've identified the players and they've brought quite a few guys back. Guys that work for scheme as well as the locker room. Let's add to it now via this 7-round mock draft.
Something about Zay Flowers, man. I don't know.
Something about Zay Flowers.
There's something about him, man.
Explosive. He's explosive.
Polished and explosive, man.
Anthony Richardson, first overall. Yeah, Christian Gonzalez ain't getting past the Falcons. They're not having it.
Yeah, Will Levis falling.
Zay Flowers goes. No, thank you. No, and no. All right. Speaking of receivers, a lot of those guys are gone. More receivers than I had anticipated are gone here. Jalen Hyatt is considered the top receiver based on NFL mock draft database. We don't necessarily have to go receiver here. I think 57 is also a spot where we could consider selecting a receiver to bolster that position group in New York. They retain Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. So I think they're trying to position themselves so that they don't necessarily have to force their hand. If a guy they covet at the position falls to them, then that's fine, obviously, right? You go get your guy. But they are positioning themselves where they don't necessarily have to force the issue. I don't think we should force the issue either. I think we should consider going in a different direction, even if we stay at 25.
See, Brian Branch is still on the board. I know.
Nope.
That's something. Offensive line is something the Giants. They played better last season, run blocking, but I think offensive line is still a need for them.
Center.
Yeah, center most definitely. If John Michael Smith, that's the best center in the class, in our opinion.
And real quick, because I know we were looking at the receivers. I know people have fallen in love with Jalen Hyatt. I know people are screaming right now, Jalen Hyatt, how could you not be going with Jalen Hyatt? We're not as high on Jalen Hyatt than most, and we actually like Cedric Tillman. Of the two Tennessee receivers, we like Cedric Tillman over Jalen Hyatt. So I would go to Rashee Rice over him, Cedric Tillman over him. So
Josh Downs.
A corner also.
I would go Josh Downs over him as well. So
the thing about Josh Downs is I think the Giants, they're pretty stacked up at the slot receiver. I don't think Downs outside. He drafted Wandale Robinson last season. Also has Paris Campbell they just brought in. And he's a slot. Sterling Shepard's another slot kind of guy. So, yeah, it'd be an outside guy for me.
Go to corner. I would take Emmanuel Forbes here or Keely Ringo here. I know that their cornerback position, they lost Fabian Moreau. They got Cordell Flott. They got Darnay Holmes. We like Holmes for sure. And they got Dory Jackson, I guess. So I would say they would probably need to add a corner here.
We did mention John Michael Schmitz, the linebacker position. Okereke, they brought in. I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly. What else? What else do they have at the second level?
They got Jared Davis. After I kind of disrespected Davis a little bit, Drew and I we went back to look at the grade, and I guess he graded pretty well. But he gets a pass, especially against the pass.
Yeah, especially against the pass, he was good. So I don't think you have to go linebacker. I think the glaring need, is center, and corner, and probably receiver. But we're not going to force the receiver position with what's on the board.
So as we talk this through and taking a look at the board, I'm almost compelled to trade down. I'm almost compelled to trade down. Is there a player available that you feel we just need to go get?
The guy I would say for me is John Michael Schmitz. I know Giants fans, they might not want to hear that, but I think center is a big need for him. He's center one for us. I don't even know who center two is at the top of my head. There's a lot of good centers, but I don't think any is good as John Michael Schmitz. Yeah, Weipler and Tippmann and those guys. But I think John Michael, that would be the guy for me if I was staying at 25 to pick him.
So please address Jay Wynn. Please
Jay Wynn. We like Keely Ringo as a man press corner. our problem with Keely Ringo, and obviously you don't pay the corner to do this, but he's got to be able to tackle. And his problem is he's not willing to get off blocks to tackle. I don't need you to make the tackle. I need you to put in some effort, and we just don't see the effort now. Now, what do you call it, Juice? What do we call
Business
it?
decision.
Business decision. I don't know if he was doing that.
They're talking press man corner. After Ringo, I think there's a lot of zone guys there. I think Forbes is a zone, Phillips is a zone. I think maybe Tyreek Stevenson could do some press man.
I don't think
Turner or Brent can.
Quite the guy Ringo is in terms of athlete. Brent's has got the length.
Got the length.
IU, Blue Kelly. Yeah.
Blue Kelly's a press man.
Yeah. I kind of like interior O line. I'm just wondering whether or not does it make sense to trade down a few spots here.
Listen, let's. I'm down with trading down. I'm comfortable with it.
All right. So where to? It now becomes the question. Where do we trade down to?
So Buffalo, go. Oh, you already have it on all.
Since he wants a tight end, maybe they want to get it from the Dallas for the tight end.
I like it. I like it. Let's start there. Let's start there.
They don't want to give that up.
Bad. Yeah.
No, sir.
They feel like the guys on the board. We gonna get somebody. Yeah. I'm definitely on board with that, Derek. I do think we trade down considering what's available to us.
Push back a little further.
For Levis. Who looking for Levis?
I'm trying to see New Orleans. Derek Carr. That's their guy.
Trying to see some money.
Get in the third. It's going to be hard to get in the third because of what's on the
board. It's too many good players on the board.
Let's try Philly. Yeah, Philly's willing to do it.
What does Philly want, man? What do they see?
Jameer Gibbs. Oh, they went Ringo. Interesting.
They go Levis to New Orleans.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was trade down with New Orleans, because of the Derek Carr situation. Who knows about that long term? But they didn't bite. So, wow. Roger Jones still out here. Damn, all the offensive tackles still out here. That's crazy.
All right, so let's do it, bro. Let's go get you a Broderick Jones and kick.
You gonna do it? You gonna get funky with it?
Hold on, Drew. Over the center need we need. Or are you comfortable with like a Weipler later on or Titman? Because center is the biggest need.
That's the biggest need. So hold on. Let me just throw the picture out there. So we talking about looking at the roster right now. We talking about an Andrew Thomas. We talking about a Joshua Isdu. I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah, North Carolina.
We talking about a JMS or a Weipler at center. We talking about Evan Neal kicked inside to right guard, and we're talking about Broderick Jones playing right tackle. That's a formidable offensive line. Or are we just saying JMS and then
but you don't have John Michael Smith in tow yet, though. I mean that's the dream.
He said or Weipler.
Or Weipler at center.
Or Weipler.
And it's probably going to be Weipler, right? Or Tipman, right? So
can't lose sight of your receiver. So keep that in mind. Can't lose sight of that.
For them, I'm looking at a Shirai or Cedric Tillman for them. I think that one of those guys would be a perfect fit. But we talked about GMS like he was, the next coming, bro. Juice, would you ask me if he's better than
Lindenbaum?
Yeah, Lindenbaum. I was like, yeah, bro. Isn't anybody?
Is that too much of a fall down for you guys?
I think that.
Who's that?
8 picks. I think if you drop 8 picks, I think one either a JMS or one of those tackles will still be on the board.
All right.
What you think?
I'm willing to roll a dice.
I'm not scared, bro. We got the backup plans in place.
I'm not scared.
At the end of the day, if it don't work out, bro, we just draft a receiver. Though I think the receivers will still be there. So
let's see what we can do here. Another trade down.
Worst case scenario.
All right. Still got big day one out here, but we're going to go with John Michael Schmitz.
Yeah.
Do the right
At the
thing.
pivot.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, BJ Ojulari, Adebaware. What are we thinking at 57 here?
That wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Wide receiver
Cedric
or
Tillman.
safety.
Ooh. What does Dallas want?
Well, one. They're moving up one. That's one spot.
That's a lot for one spot. Jack Campbell out here, man. Yeah. Y'all like Davis out here? I don't know.
That's Drew guy, man. That's a Gator.
What happened?
Jared
Campbell.
Davis.
Taking a look at Jack Campbell there.
Got to get you. Got it. Oh, we got the center. So, we got to get the receiver, man.
I mean, if you guys want to prioritize the receiver, we could do it. I'm just saying, like, I'd be hard pressed.
Safety too.
If you feel decent, definitely need safety. If you feel decent about Davis and Okereke, again, I apologize if I'm butchering the young man's name. Then yes, go in a different direction. Otherwise, I would consider Jack Campbell. The off the ball linebacker for the Giants has been an issue for several seasons now. It really has been, and I think Jack Campbell could be a difference maker. Just my 2 cents.
Do you take him over in terms of what is needed for that defense? You take him over Sidney Brown?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the safety, I think, is a bigger need for them than linebacker.
No, that's understandable. That's understandable. Yeah. But I you have to weigh the need and the player.
And the player, I'm with you.
You gotta weigh the need and the player. You know what I'm saying? I know Sidney Brown is a player that we do like. Obviously, right. He fills a bigger need. But if we believe Jack Campbell is effectively a better football player, he's better at his job than Sidney Brown is. Linebacker, again, to me, don't have to force the issue, but certainly could stand to be better.
So it's you don't have to force the issue. You know, they got linebacker Okereke from was it the Colts, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So you don't have to force the issue, but I don't want to be left with, you know, look at my safeties. I don't want to be forcing the issue at safety. You got Christopher Smith still there. You got Sidney Brown. And then within the next, well, I mean, it's only 5 picks later.
You still need the receiver as well.
Yeah,
so what if we play it like this? Okay.
I'm with you, Derek.
What's the biggest need right now for this football team? You would say receiver.
DBs and receivers.
DBs and receivers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So within the next 3 picks, we will need. I think we have to cover those needs. I understand the Jack Campbell pick. I understand it, and I ain't mad at it if we make it. I'm just saying, what's left if we decide to go in that direction?
We talk about prospects. When we talk about the overall prospect as they match up, this is just my calculus. Where do they match up? Because, like you said, we have effectively 4 picks, right? That I think we need to address all those needs. Okay, Jack Campbell is a bit of a luxury, but considering the player, considering the area of this team, that yes, they've made a concerted effort to get better there, but could they be even better? Could they be, certainly could we bolster it more? I think that goes without questioning. You got to get a receiver, you got to get the safety, and I imagine we would want to add a corner. We can do it within these picks. I think it can get done. I think we can get the corner at 100, right?
Yeah,
I think we can get the safety at 89 or 94, and the same with the receiver. The question is, if let's just say for argument's sake, Rashee Rice, Cedric Tillman isn't available, right? Are we then looking at A.T. Perry, Michael Wilson,
that'd be a
Jonathan Mingo? Is that too much of a drop for you? What's the thought process there?
Listen, I'm not willing to give up Cedric Tillman or Rashee Rice. I need one of those. Got to have one of those on the team, bro.
All right. Well, you know how I felt the last draft, but we can't count on that this time around. So
no, sir.
Do you wanna roll the dice and go receiver at 89, or do you want to address it now?
No. I want to do receiver at 89. I'm locked in there for receiver. So I figure one of those guys will be there. I'll be hurt if they're not, though.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be hurt, but I'll roll the dice with that. So
all right.
Yeah.
So we on board. Jack Campbell.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Let's go receiver and then safety corner or corner safety after that.
I like it.
I'm watching that boy like a hawk, man.
Yes, you
Carl
are.
Brooks out of there, Freeland, Dexter.
All your boys, Boutte, Abinaked. That's my guy. To the
Man, he went
Lions.
high.
Michael Wilson went high too. Michael Wilson went really high.
They drafted
Those two guys
Boutte
are here.
and Wilson over
Yeah,
our guys.
Wilson,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah,
They did.
They did. Who's it gonna be?
Doesn't matter to me, bro.
Tillman.
We had this
All right.
conversation with the Lions, man.
At least that is Tillman.
It's still been. I'm fine with that.
Tillman.
Run it. Here we go. And they go Rashee Rice right before our next pick. Nah, man, we not selling this pick.
Chris Smith or Garrett Williams.
Dang.
Garrett Williams for me.
Where Jake when you need him, man?
Where is Jake when you need him? You're right about that.
No. Go Garrett Williams because I want to scoop me Jammy next.
So
There you
Jamie.
go right there, Jammy. Unless Chris Smith there.
Jamie got picked.
Oh, Jamie. Oh, they heard me talking, bro.
Yeah. You got to play it closer to the vest.
Oh,
Chris Smith good though.
yeah, Chris Smith. Go ahead.
Yeah, they didn't have a great combine, but this is a terrific football player, and he's at value here.
It wasn't too many safeties had. There's a handful of them, but it's less than a handful of safeties that had a good combine.
Yeah.
Daniel Scott was one of them over there from California. He was one of them.
I like it. I think we played that perfectly. I think
Yeah.
we played those 4 selections absolutely perfectly.
Go back to the let's get to the offensive line.
Yeah, let's get back to it. See, we did.
Unless there's a guy that fell that we can't pass on.
Second.
There's Drew's guys, Nick Herbig.
That is my guy.
Colby Wooded.
I like
the
Kobe
other guy.
Wooden, but
You got Jared Patterson, Andrew Voorhees, Emil Ekiyor.
You already know, bro. Go ahead. Ryan Hayes,
Jackson Kirkland. Parker Washington.
I like Parker Washington for these. Yeah, I like them for these guys, man.
Yo, did they push Jonathan Mingo further down?
I think so. They know that we don't know.
That's disrespect, bro.
That is disrespectful, man.
Breida and Barkley both on 1-year deals, so I think at some point we need to address the running back position.
I know Haley want to go with the offensive line, but I would grab Parker Washington here, bro. But
Another receiver?
Back to the receiver position.
Because I'm just looking at the contracts. Darius Slayton is on a 2-year deal, and
Shepard's on a 1-year deal.
And Shepard's on a 1-year deal, and Paris Campbell is on a 1-year
deal as well.
So it's kind of like one of those kind of let's see what they do type thing, right? And actually, that Darius Slayton contract is basically a 1-year deal.
Yes, sir. Surfile player of Brooklyn, man. Good to see you. Parker Washington, let's do it. I like it. I like your reason. Sound reasoning. There's limited long-term investments at the receiver position.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Parker Washington is a big play guy.
Competition.
He's Parker Washington is in a long line of Penn State wide receivers that have come out lately. When you talk about Chris Godwin, you talk about my guy from Washington. I'm forgetting a couple here, just lost them in my mind. But every year they have a receiver or two that gets drafted and is able to produce and be that guy for their team. Hamlin, I know he's been injured. Who's my guy for Washington that went over to Washington? I'm drawing a blank. The receiver that came out of Penn State last year.
John Dotson.
Yeah. Dotson. Yeah. So, yeah, man, he's just another guy. He's a special teamer too, so he can add that, kickoff, punt. So he definitely could be that guy. I like Ekiyor here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, got the versatility. Could play guard, center. I know we got drafted our center, but yeah, you can slide Ekiyor at the guard.
Yep.
Real good movement ability, getting to the second level. I think he excels at run blocking.
I would agree.
All right.
Get you them creases for your franchise running back.
With Emil.
Franchise tagged running back, I should say.
5 more selections.
I know they brought in Matt Breida, but it's a thought they're looking to get a long-term deal done with Saquon Barkley. They didn't want him to walk out the door. Or is it just one of those we just trying to figure out?
We're going to see. We're going to see, man. I mean, I think you have to be fiscally cognizant as it pertains to running backs. I mean, Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing, and they franchise tagged him. Right? It's just the nature of the beast.
Right.
It's the nature of the beast. You know, if you're a first round selection at the running back position, and in Jacobs' case, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. They did with Barkley. That's the way to play it. That's the way to play it. You know what I mean? You don't have backs who are going to average 300 plus carries a season anymore. So you know you run them into the ground early, and you know if they're special, you string them along a little bit.
Right.
Typically, you know what I'm saying. In certain instances, you give them a long-term contract, but generally speaking, especially with a guy who's dealt with injury, i.e., Saquon. Oh, you don't commit long term. You don't. That's the smart thing to do. It sucks for the running backs, but certainly it's a smart thing to do.
Nature of the position. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay. Well, you're absolutely right. That's what you got to do. You have to do your due diligence, and this is the draft class for it. This is the draft class for it.
Yeah, you don't have no leverage here. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, that makes sense.
We probably, you know, if we wanted to look for a guy that we think potentially could carry the mail, it would have been at 160, 128, 160. These are more, you know, guys that can kind of support Deuce Vaughn, Keaton Mitchell type. But it's not a bad place to start. It really isn't a bad place to start if we're going to address the running back position. Where else? Where else do we think we could?
I think edge is a position they could improve on. I know you got Thibodeau, Aziz, Ojulari, but I think we need another guy at the edge. I know there's some buzz on Jose Ramirez.
Yaya Diaby.
Yaya.
Nice.
I like Yaya. Yeah, I'm a Yaya. Yeah.
Got your boy Dylan out there.
Dylan Horton, physical edge.
Kobe Wooden's gone, huh?
No, he's out there.
He's out there?
Oh, Kobe Wooden? Oh, yeah. He's been gone.
Oh, man.
Kobe Turner.
That's who I thought you were referencing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We'll do a little Yaya right here.
I'm gonna do
Yaya.
All right, let's do
Explosive off the edge. Get to the quarterback. Bend the edge. Yeah, I like him. Where Ibrahim, bro? Ibrahim out there?
He already got drafted.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah, I'm telling you, man. They when we saw like Izzy go third in the 3rd round and stuff like that, like this was a different draft, bro. This there was clearly a push for running back. So those guys who could be your bell cow, they gone, bro.
How about a guy like Chris Rodriguez?
Evan Hall.
Chris Rodriguez too. He's a guy.
I would go with Hall over Rodriguez. I like Rodriguez.
No, yeah, Hall's more dynamic.
Yeah, Hall gives you a little bit more.
What you like at linebacker here, man?
Yeah, we drafted Jack Campbell with the 57th pick.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
D Winters.
D Winters is nice. Yeah. Mapu, you got Mapu down there.
You got Muhammad Diabetes as an athlete. He's from Florida. Jones. That's Florida right there. It was Florida before Utah. Just so
Raquel Jones. Yep. A couple corners for you out here.
Smith. Your boy Tyler
Lacey. Colburn.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to add some additional depth behind Lawrence and Williams. Mingo. Oof.
Mingo.
Yeah, he shouldn't be there, bro. That's not real. I know this ain't real, but that ain't real either.
Yeah. Should we do it though? I mean, we've gone Parker Washington. We've gone with Cedric Tillman. Would it be overkill?
I think it would, but I mean, it happens.
It happens,
fall,
right?
And you know, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
D Winters or Mingo?
I would take Mingo over D Winters simply because of what they already did in terms of we got Jack Campbell 1 and 2. They did sign Okereke. So yeah, I'm more for Mingo, but I mean it's.
Hey man, we might have to rescind. We might have to rescind somebody's contract. Paris Campbell, you know, Sterling Shepard, somebody might have to get their contract rescinded.
Just eat it and move on, bro.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. All right, let's go.
And he's a different body type, different type of player than anybody, any of those guys they have on the roster. You know what I mean? So just gives us a different ability out there at receiver position. So
yeah, And for the Giants, who receiver room got real thin. Now it's a
Mm-hmm.
really deep receiver room. A lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
Evan Hull got picked.
Yep.
Hey, we're still in the running back, right?
Yeah, we could definitely use a running back.
How many picks we got? 2 or 1 pick left? How many picks we got left?
3.
3 picks.
Yeah, 3
Well, we're at the end here. So Roderick Thompson, we got a chance to see him late in Mobile. I thought he flashed. Travis Dye, Deneric Prince, I believe he's tested very well.
Yeah.
Go with Travis Dye, bro. No gloves.
They got him ranked real low,
Greasy.
but I like Kalen Latimore, man. I like what he did in Marshall. He was highly recruited, started his career at FSU, transferred out, and check out that tape against Notre Dame. Check out that tape.
Dominated. Yeah, dominated.
Yeah. Who's it gonna be?
Oh, that's it. Travis Dye, bro.
Travis Dye?
Yeah, man.
That's,
Old
about
school,
Prince.
grindy.
Traits and Prince.
The traits. I like the traits and Prince.
Yeah, and this is the traits round, right? The
This
7th
is the
round.
traits round.
This is the traits round.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with Deneric Prince. Okay, we're back on the clock. Let's take a good look around.
Rajon Wright.
Yeah, grab that corner, man.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
All right, Rajon Wright.
But if we couldn't get him, we could have got Kendron Smith. But what Antonio Johnson doing out there, bro? What's happening?
Anthony.
What's Antonio? Anthony.
Speed.
Yeah,
that speed. Yeah,
slow?
he ran that.
Yeah.
4.6.
He ran like I think it might have been a 4.7.
4.6.
4.69, 4.68.
Late 4.6s.
Hey, listen, he didn't do as bad as Tease Tabor, man. Tease is still playing. He's still in the league.
He did it.
Yeah.
Akeem Richards.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Akeem Richards. They like
their
UNC offensive lineman here in New
York. Nah, man. I'm gonna fight for my guy, Lonnie Phelps. You already know, yeah, man.
Yeah, let's get Lonnie.
To me, was the player of the Senior Bowl, all over the place, making plays, causing things to happen.
I'm fight for my guy, Lonnie Phelps.
Yeah, bro. I'm on the table, man.
Let's do it.
Lights turn on, he turned into a completely different player, man. Just let him play, man.
All right, Drew, you take it this time, man.
All right, man. Well, in the first round, man, didn't we trade down? We started at 25. We traded down to traded down to 38 for JMS. There was a discussion. What was the discussion? I forgot what the discussion was.
There was actually 2 trade downs. There was
two trade downs. 2 trade downs.
Yep.
There was a discussion in terms of what we would do at 25, who we wanted to take. We felt like, hey, there was some tackles, some guards, centers, tackles, corners that we were okay losing and still being able to get our guy. And that's essentially what happened after 2 trade downs. We got John Michael Schmitz, center 1 for us. Then there was another discussion, 57 for Jack Campbell. We were kind of, should it be receiver? Should it be corner? Should it be safety? Ultimately, we settled on let's go and get the best. I think it was the best player available at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So we went and we got Jack Campbell. Although we know you got Okereke, we know you got Jared Davis, but we got the instinctual, sound, technically fantastic Iowa disciplined football player in Jack Campbell. Then we went and we got Cedric Tillman. It was either Cedric Tillman or Rashee Rice. We went with Cedric Tillman. Headley made that decision. We like him there. Garrett Williams, who was a top 5 corner for us. He got injured, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. But I think he's a perfect fit, and he's a need. Fit meets board for Garrett Williams. Is he healthy enough to see him at a pro day or something? I just want to see what it looks like, man. I ain't seen it in a while, but be nice to see that. Then we turn around. We said, hey, we needed a safety, so. What was left for us was Chris Smith II, who didn't have a great combine, but listen. He just around the ball. He just finds it. He knows where he's supposed to be, and you can't teach what he knows, them instincts. So, perfect fit for the Giants. I made the selection here for Parker Washington, another receiver in the receiving room. Big play guy for me. And a special teamer as well. And then we went out and we got Emil Ikior, can play center, guard for you there, some depth there. We got Yaya with the beautiful first step over there at the edge. And then Juice made it. I think we all made a decision on receiver each. We each got our choice, right? Jonathan Mingo here, big body, different type in terms of the way he plays the position. And it's just something different to look at for Daniel Jones. And then we went out and we got them traits in Prince, the running back was at Tulsa. And then we got Rajon Wright, cornerback, got that speed out there at Oregon State. And then my guy, Lonnie Phelps Jr. They left the junior off. They hate it.
Haley, what did we get wrong? What
Wrong?
did we get wrong in this draft? Yeah, man.
Let me.
Yeah.
You took it down, man.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Short memory. I don't remember.
Oh man, here you go. Here you go.
We did wrong. All right, go to the top.
I think
Michael
this is me
Smith,
personally.
Cameron Gatwood,
One
Chris
too many
Smith is
times.
perfect.
Traded
One too many times at
the
receiver.
trade down. Oh, one too many times.
One too many times. I no issue with the players. No issue whatsoever with the players. I would have liked to address the running back position a little earlier.
Yeah,
I look back on
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I like that. That was
Yeah.
Parker Washington. That was Drew, man.
What?
Yeah. No, it wasn't Parker Washington.
What?
That's what messed us up.
But y'all let me stand on the table. You let me speak my mind. I
Yeah.
spoke it. Listen.
Yeah, you had all the conviction, man. You were
Let me say this
convincing.
though. Let me say this though.
You did it was the last King of Scotland type stuff, man.
It was.
You feel me?
It was. Listen, Kareem Hunt is still out there. That's all I'm saying. The running back market is dried up. It ain't what people want to get paid.
You'll be able to get a good back for cheap. You get a good back for cheap. Yeah.
That in that safety market is.
Got your boy Zeke too, man.
Zeke,
nah.
chill.
Nah. You don't want that. Nah. You don't want that. All right. So, Haley, let me ask you a different question.
All right.
Among these last three picks, who intrigues you the most?
Maybe Lonnie Phelps Jr. I think, like I said, the Giants need more depth at the edge rusher. He gets around the edge fast, and he's one of those game time players, man. And the practices, he flashed a little bit, but once the game came on, he was all over the place, and just his motor and just getting to the quarterback, it's impressive.